We will start with something called as state variables. We will discuss something called as intensive variables and extensive variables. Now what are state variable? Students, एक point clear करते आता कि when the thermodynamic system, when any system is in equilibrium, equilibrium means the temperature of the system should be same as that of surroundings, or the pressure should be same and all that. So when the thermodynamic system is in thermal equilibrium, in thermodynamic equilibrium, then the physical quantities which can be measured, which can be observed, when the thermodynamic system is in equilibrium, the observable properties or the measurable properties of that system are called state variables. I'll repeat. So what are state variables here? These are the measurable or the observable properties of the thermodynamic system. They are the observable or the measurable properties of the thermodynamic system, but provided that the thermodynamic system is in thermodynamic equilibrium. The state variables are pressure, temperature, density, volume, mass, etc. Okay. Now next is, so what are state variables? Which are the measurable proper or observable properties of a thermodynamic system when it is in equilibrium. Okay. Means pressure, system and surroundings, temperature, pressure or whatever are same. The variables are in the form of density, pressure, temperature, mass, okay, and volume. That's it. What are intensive variables? Intensive variables do not depend on the size of the system. Extensive variables depend on the size of the system. For example, you take a given mass of a gas, you divide it into two equal parts in equal volumes, such that in equal volumes you take a system, divide it into two equal parts, such that the pressure and temperature of the two parts is same, density is also same, but mass and internal energy of the two parts is not same. So extensive properties are mass and internal energy, whereas intensive variables are the pressure and temperature and density. I'll repeat what I said. You take a given mass of a gas, you divide it into two equal parts by making the volume half, equal parts मध्ये. Students, the two equal parts have both are gases, therefore they have same pressure and temperature. They have what? They have same pressure and same temperature. But students, the mass reduces to half. The internal energy will not remain the same. The internal energy will be divided into two equal parts. So intensive properties are pressure and temperature, whereas extensive properties are mass and internal energy, which depend on the size of the system. If the intensive properties do not depend on the size of the system, so if you divide the gas into 4 equal parts or 10 equal parts or whatever it is, pressure, temperature of each part will remain constant. Hence it is an intensive variable which does not depend on the size. Extensive variable, mass will be reduced, each part the mass will get equally divided, internal energy will also be equally divided. So extensive property depends on the size of the system. Next, thermal equilibrium. We'll study the thermodynamic equilibrium condition. Thermodynamic equilibrium condition can be divided into three types. First is mechanical equilibrium, second is chemical, third is thermal. So thermodynamic equilibrium is classified into three important parts: mechanical equilibrium, chemical equilibrium and thermal equilibrium. Now what is mechanical equilibrium? Mechanical equilibrium means when there are no unbalanced forces acting within the system, or the no unbalanced forces acting between the system and the surroundings, such that the pressure throughout the system as well as the pressure of the system and the surrounding remains constant, is called as mechanical equilibrium. So in mechanical, a system is said to be in mechanical equilibrium with the surroundings. When the pressure is same, there are no unbalanced forces acting within the system as well as system and the surroundings. Next, chemical equilibrium. Students, when there are no chemical reactions taking place within the when there are no chemical reactions taking place within the system, when there are no chemical reactions taking place within the system. Next, when there is the chemical composition of the system remains the same throughout, due to diffusion, then the system is said to be in chemical equilibrium. So when no chemical reactions are taking place and the chemical composition of the system remains the same throughout the system, then the system is said to be in chemical equilibrium. Third, thermal equilibrium. What is thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium is the if the temperature of the system remains the same throughout, or the temperature of the system and the surroundings is same, then the system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. So thermal equilibrium मध्ये लक्षात ठेवा की temperature remains, system and the surroundings temperature is same. That's it. This is the thermal equilibrium here. Then we will discuss something called as equation of state. Equation of state. And we will discuss the pressure volume curve. Students, as I already told you, state variables can define the thermodynamic state. The state variables can describe the thermodynamic state only when the thermodynamic state is in equilibrium. Meaning कायचं? Like for example, you take a balloon filled with air and समजा if it is inflated, म्हणजे त्या बलूनला फोडलं, then what happens? Students, you know that the pressure of the gas suddenly decreases. No doubt, after a certain interval of time, the pressure also becomes uniform. Also, students, when explosive chemical reactions begin inside the cylinder of the engine of the when the fuel is ignited, explosive chemical reactions begin. How? Because of the spark created, explosive chemical reactions are produced. Students, here also the system cannot be called in thermodynamic equilibrium. Then what is thermodynamic equilibrium, students? You know, thermodynamic equilibrium is the one where the state variables can describe, provided the in both the cases, like what you can say, the bursting of balloon or even the explosive chemical reactions which take place due to burning of petrol or diesel. Here both the gases, the system of gases are not in thermal or thermodynamic equilibrium. Then thermodynamic equilibrium is the one where you can use state variables to describe the thermodynamic state. Students, एक सांगते, the state variables which describe the thermodynamic state are pressure, volume, temperature, and basically temperature. Consider n moles of an ideal gas. Then the pressure, volume, and temperature can be related by a typical equation, which is called as the equation of state. So equation of state is the state which gives the relation between the thermodynamic variables, state variables, that is pressure, volume, and temperature. Students, here only two variables can be taken as independent variables. Means either you can choose pressure and volume, or you can choose pressure and temperature, or you can choose volume and temperature. Means here two state variables can be treated as independent variables, means which do not depend on the number of moles or any other factor. But three variables cannot be treated as independent. Are you okay? Now the curve which represents the equation of state, that is PV is equal to nRT, the curve which represents the equation of state for an ideal gas is called as the pressure volume work, is called as the pressure volume curve, students. Is called as the pressure volume curve, students. And if the curve is plotted by plotting pressure and volume on y and x axis, provided that the temperature is constant, provided what? The temperature is constant, then that curve, pressure volume curve, is called as a isotherm. I'll repeat, the curve which represents the equation of state by considering two independent variables, that is pressure and volume, is called as a pressure volume curve. Here you maintain temperature constant and hence that curve is called as the isotherm. That's it. This particular concept is applicable for ideal gases, but if you plot the pressure volume curve for real gases, it becomes more and more complicated. So to study the behavior of a gas, this particular curve is useful. And that's it, students. For today I will stop. Tomorrow we'll continue with more concepts. Bye for today.